Brother Lee, Brother Muhammad, does it make any difference whether the prison is private or government run in terms of the way your life is affected?
They tried a private prison. They had Whacking Hunt, I think it was Whacking Hunt they had. And the treatment was a little bit harsher because they didn't have, the private prisons didn't have the same restrictions as the state prisons had. So a lot of the, it's not a lot of benefits in either or, but they couldn't do what they wanted to do in the state without, because you have laws, you have principles, you have rules, you have regulations. But in Whacking Hunt, they were able to do what they wanted to do because it was privately owned. I mean, you strike the lease, I own them. If you're going to sell them to me at a price, then you're selling these slaves to me, and as long as I own these slaves, I can do what I will and what I feel I want to do to these slaves. And that's what I think that's why at that time they got rid of the Whacking Hunt, because they was abusing, they was really abusing us. And I say us because although I'm out, I'm still in, as long as people are like me in. So they was abusing us. So yeah, there's a difference. There's a different psychological effect that comes from certain level of trauma that you'll get. If you're in Arkansas in the state prison, basically you can maintain a little bit better than being in a private prison. They wouldn't let them go outside, they wouldn't feed them right, they wouldn't allow them to bathe right, they wouldn't give them the necessary clothing that they needed, whether it was summer, whether it was winter. They would work them when they wanted to work them. They just didn't have the same, it was free to do what they wanted to do because they owned them at that time.
Brother Lee?
To kind of piggyback on what Brother Kurt was saying, I recall when they were shipping inmates from Missouri down to Texas to those private prisons, and one of the officers released footage of how these brothers were getting tormented and beaten in these private facilities. I wasn't here in Arkansas during the time when Whacking Hunt was here, but I look at it from a personal standpoint. Anytime you take a man from one environment and place him into another environment, where it's a controlled environment, and when you're witnessing things that normally human beings shouldn't have to witness, or it does something to an individual psychologically, mentally. And a lot of these brothers, I see they come in, they already have mental health issues, first of all, because this is my personal opinion. I want to say about 65% of the men, especially African American men, that come out of our neighborhoods, we suffer from some type of PTSD. There's some type of shock or trauma that we saw coming up. And we're placed into these prisons because of crimes that we commit and not getting the proper treatment that is required. And then you release them back out into society without the proper medications. They're gonna return. I said it once, and I say it again. The Arkansas Department of Correction is set up for failure.
Yes.
They paint a pretty picture. They release someone and give them a job down at the state capitol and say that we are reforming these individuals. But what about the other 17,999 other brothers and sisters that are still left behind? So whenever it's time to get more federal grants and more federal money, they always put one or two of us on the front. And it's sad. It's really sad. So either way it go, Mr. Griffin, whether you're in a private facility or a state or government local facility, there's some type of psychological trauma that a man is going to endure while he's there.
And I would add woman too, because we have an ever increasing proportion of people who are going to prison now are women, which means that you have more and more communities that are bereft of mothers, which means that you transfer the responsibility for caring for children from one generation to an older generation that is less energetic and less economically able to deal with it, which means that you have increased the likelihood that the children of the incarcerated will wind up being incarcerated. Now, in case you are wondering, private prisons are on the stock exchange.